What's up everybody, it's Achilles here. In this video, I'll be going over my tier list of all the current recruits in Craft Legends. This tier list is based on my personal experience with each individual character and their viability in each game mode. I've studied and read through all of these characters' kits and used them extensively. So let's get started. Last but not least, ranged heroes. So, the old rangy boys, it's only one S tier range hero, in my opinion, and that's Furley. And you're like, well, Furley didn't even make S tier on support. Well, you're right. It's because she's also DPS, and she's ranged, and her projectile bounces, and she AoEs, and while she's AoEing everybody with, what does this do? Summons concentrated beams of moonlight at random nearby enemies every 0.15 seconds, so it's fast. Each dealing 20% magic damage and 20% physical attack damage, so you have to level both on her, which I guess is
What? What the fuck?
Could possibly be a reason for you to tell me that she's not S tier, but at the same time she's lowering the target's accuracy, so she's like blinding them with moonlight by 30%, and 14 beams are summoned a max of. She does work. Do not sleep on Furley. You see this? These bars? It's all even. She's the even Steven. She goes right in the middle. She puts down a ring, increases the attack of nearby ranged or magic allies by 30% and 10% critical rate. That is bonkers. Beams of moonlight. You're blinded by the light. Launches an attack that bounces between enemies, with the first hit dealing 60% physical damage and subsequent hits dealing 5% less. So she just AoEing while she's moonlighting, while she's AoE. She's just an AoE king. Super good. She's kind of crazy because, like Albert, she becomes untargetable in her ultimate. She kind of moves back off the screen and strafes up and down, shoots as she moves. Doesn't do a ton of damage, not too thrilled about it. However, her main stuff, her main abilities, not her ult, she shoots an arrow applying marked. Marked enemies take 35% more damage for 15 seconds. That's from everybody. The mark deals 25% of the mark's target's HP as damage to surrounding enemies if it is killed. That's crazy. If you can get this to proc on a backline, you're going to kill the whole backline. Shoots a piercing arrow dealing 300% physical damage to enemies in its path, which means it travels through them. If the enemy is hit with crit damage, they are knocked back 3 blocks and immobilizes them. So she's vain. She sticks you to a wall. In a crit scenario like what I have going on with my talents, she's amazing. I guess she could somebody could argue with me and say she's a B tier because you just said that you kind of have to build around her, and that's where Bs are. Bs are build around good, but I think she stands well enough on her own, being untargetable in her ultimate. Targets hit lose an additional 2% of their max HP if the arrow deals a critical hit. So she's all about critical, which I'm all about, which is why she's A. Let's talk about this dude, Toby Tubby. He is not taken seriously at all. Not in one bit is this little flower man taken serious. But let me tell you what, this boy's A tier. Basic attacks deal 40% additional damage. That's it. 40% additional damage. He's gonna hurt you real bad. After taking aim, so this is aim shot, okay, from World of Warcraft. He does 280% physical damage as attack on top of the 40% that he's already doing. And this attack will always result in a critical hit, which means if you're building like I am, where critical hit and critical damage are off the charts, this could one-shot things. And if it doesn't die, he stuns it for 3 seconds. Absolutely bonkers. So then his ult fires multiple arrows that deal 140% physical attack plus the 40% as damage to enemies that are hit by them. So he's exactly what you want a good range champion to do. Sit in the back and shoot stuff until it's dead. And that is exactly what he will do. And everybody overlooks this guy, I guess, because of his looks, or maybe they just see that he doesn't have like a whole lot of words. You know, because you got to have a whole lot of words to be good. Like, that doesn't look like a whole lot of words, you know. this is definitely not a whole lot of words, but let me tell you, that's a whole lot of bar right there. That bar goes into my tier list, damn it, okay? It's a good amount of bar. So that's why I have him at A. Ebbison, again, he's in the B. He's a build around. If you've ever went against him, you know that when he ults and all your people are at half health or quarter health, and the next thing you know they're dead, that's him. He did that. He's pretty crazy. I really like him, but he is a build around. He has to be buffed or kept safe pretty hard. Same with the next champion. Again, I'm just going to briefly go over these. Bella Rosa, who I roast and shit on a regular basis as being a terrible champion. However, you could build around her. You could make her insane because of what she does in her kit. I'm not going to sit there and read it. I'll let you read it and figure it out. But for the longest time, I was like, this is the worst SSR to exist, when in all actuality, it's probably the Arrow, the guy that's in D for ranged right now, because I can't find a build where he's good. And this is another good one for free-to-play. This guy, if you're a free-to-play player, this is the man. This guy is the man for the job, okay? Yes, he's not a good support role. We talked about the fact that he is technically a support, but he's not great at it. He just adds a little bit of support on top of the fact that he is a DPS machine. You build up tanky team, you let him be protected, and he will pump out some damn damage. So, free to play, this is probably the best free to play. Him and John, the tank, John Doe, are right there as far as best free to play heroes that you can build and are readily available. I mean, you can get him from treasure maps, whatever. Put Furley right next to him. Yeah, you'll be shooting some stuff pretty hard. And then we got this damn Lucius Brutus. He might as well be an F. The only reason he's a D, he's an SSR, and he has this insane attack speed and a little bit of CC for knockback. I mean, he does this weird thing where increases skill cooldown of targets by 0.2 seconds each time they're hit. What? So you're going to make my skills take longer to come out by 0.2 seconds? Dude, that could have been 1 second. And I still would have put this dude in D. He is terrible. God, I hate drawing him. And then this guy. He's not... There's nothing to say, man. He's right down there with the elf. He's right down there with getting this treatment right here. He's down here getting this shit right here. He is... Like, why is he in the game? He's in the game because there's got to be some kind of progression, right? Terrible.